Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. John here, working our way towards Mythic, trying to get there with the cards that I've got in my collection so far, just playing free to play, just to see how far we can get. And today what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to build a deck based on Sephara. I saw this really cool deck on MTG Goldfish. Looks like it's been winning a lot of 5-0 tournaments or challenges, however they do those on MTGO. And so I thought I'd give it a shot today. And the whole idea of the deck is to get as many flyers out as quickly as possible so that we can play Sephara by using her secondary ability here. The secondary ability is, or her secondary casting cost is that you can pay 1 white mana and tap 4 untapped creatures that untap with flying rather than pay its cost. So she costs 7 normally, but if we're doing it right, we can get her out on turn 3 or turn 4 relatively quickly just by playing all of these cheaper 1-drop or 3-drop creatures with flying. Now, the fact of that we're trying to play this free to play means I only have 3 copies of Sephara, so we're playing 1 down there. And the deck that was originally playing was running Hanged Executioner, and this card is just fantastic for what we're trying to do here. It makes a second creature when it enters, so we get 2 flyers for the price of 1 at 3 mana. They are 1/1, so they're a little easy to kill, but it fills our board up faster, gets us a little bit closer to that Sephara if we need to. Also, it gives us a secondary ability here where we can pay 4 mana and exile the Executioner, and that will exile a creature that's in our way. And so because I don't have any copies of it, I had to try to find a way to work around that. And so what I've decided to do is, instead of running the Executioner, I'm going to run Kinjali's Sunwing. I've got 2 copies of it, and this card, it's going to rotate out soon, which is too bad, but it allows us to play a little bit more tempo. So when it comes out, it's a 2/3, so it's a little bit bigger, and it makes our creatures that our opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. Because this is an aggro deck, I'm going to be looking to get my smaller creatures out quickly. I got the Favorable Winds, Rally Wings, and the Empyrean Eagle to pump them up fast. And so Kinjali's Sunwing will just help make sure that if we are playing someone that is able to get out blockers, that those blockers will come in tapped, and that'll give us an extra turn to try to push some damage in. I'm also running 2 copies of Dovin Grand Arbiter. Now Dovin is going to fill a couple of roles for us. His +1, if we can get enough creatures off, is going to get him a lot of loyalty counters real quick, allow us to -7, look at the top 10 cards of our library, pick any 3 of them, put them in our hand. Hopefully with that we'll find our Sephara, we'll find some Kinjali Swimming or some of these other creatures that we need, and just be able to go from there. So I'm not really sure how well this is going to do, but we're going to give it a shot in ladder today. So let's see if we can get going. Love the new background that they're putting on here. That 2 battalions of knights coming at each other, that looks fantastic. Alright, our first opponent is Bugsy. We are in Silver 2, working our way towards Gold today. This hand is okay. We only have 1 early drop. We've got the Fairy Miscreant, we can bring it out. This is an aggro deck, so we've got the lands we want, we've got the Sephara we want, but we're just not doing enough early. I think I'm going to go ahead and mulligan this. Okay, so now we've still got 3 lands, and now we've got what we're looking for. We've got 2 Spectral Sailors and a Favorable Wind, so we're going to go ahead and keep this one. Because all of our stuff is coming out cheap, we're just going to shift one of our lands to the bottom and see how things go. I am really excited for Eldraine as it's coming out. Just watching some of these cards that they're releasing, the Brawl decks. I love Knights. I can't wait to do a deck around Knights and see how that does on the ladder. Okay, so let's start with an island here. And we can start with the Siren Storm Tamer, or we can wait till their turn and bring out the Spectral Sailor. I'm going to go ahead and bring the Siren Storm Tamer out now. Just that way if we need to later, we can protect a Sailor, protect a Favorable Winds with it, and start to put some pressure in. It doesn't really matter which one we put out first. They're both going to be swinging in for 2 on our next turn. One is just more information for the opponent as they make their play. Okay. Looks like we're up either against some kind of Field of the Dead deck, most likely. I don't see any reason for them to be running these 3 colors without it. So we're just going to run out favorable winds and swing in for 2. Just try to get as much damage in as we can. Okay, here comes the Elvish Rejuvenator. There's the Field of the Dead. Okay, so looks like we're running down the same track we seem to be running into a lot lately. They're getting lands out pretty quickly. Let's go ahead and run an island out, and we'll swing in. And then we'll go ahead and wait until our turn to run out the Spectral Sailors here. Just because there's no reason to run them out right now. If they do have some kind of removal, we don't want to pass too much information to them. Plus, if they swing in here, now we can flash this guy in and block it. Flash is just so good. Being able to bring stuff in when they're not expecting it, it really helps out a lot. So they're gonna... Okay, so they're kicking the Grow from the Ashes. They're just gonna get on their 2 7th lands, which is gonna kick off Field of the Dead twice, I think, here. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so... we're gonna have two zombies coming in at us. We got 6 damage on the board. There's 3. Okay, they're really popping off right now. That is not good for us. And all we're drawing is land. So let's go ahead and play the plains. That'll give us the 4 mana to draw a card with the sailors. Let's see. So we've got 10 damage that we're looking at. 11 if they swing in with the Rejuvenator as well. And we've only got 6 that were on the backswing, so we're in a tough spot, but we need to get this damage in. We just need to hope that we can draw something here that will give us that extra boost over the edge. Another favorable winds isn't going to do it by itself, but we will draw twice. So if we can draw a Rally of Wings would get us exactly what we're looking for. So we're going to have to hope we find it here. Not seeing any other options at the moment. There's the Scape Shift. That's just gonna get him so many zombies that we either draw what we need or we're done. Whew. It was a tough match right off the bat. Okay. They just had everything that they wanted for their deck. We didn't start out too bad. I think we can still pull this off. We do have a few outs. If we find a Sephara, we'd need Sephara plus something else here. I don't feel like clicking through all these triggers, so we're just gonna draw now, and found another land. So, I know it's my go, buddy. I'm waiting for your triggers. Man, 39 zombies. That is so many. This Scape Shift deck, when it goes off, it goes off. Okay, so unfortunately that's it. I don't think that we're gonna get anything here. Yep, just a couple more creatures, so we're gonna give them a good game and go ahead and concede. That was a tough loss. It happens though. Trying a new deck out. Things go. Let's go to the next one. Okay. Murdred. Bringing them on with the Azorius Flyers. Let's see. Okay, so we've got an island and a plains. Healer's Hawk, Fairy Miscreant, and 3 Empyrean Eagles. If we find that 3rd land, we're gonna get real big, real quick. The best part about that was that we had nothing in our hand that our opponent could duress there. So let's go ahead and bring out the Healer's Hawk. We're just going to try to push in for some lifelink at the same time. Looks like we're probably playing some kind of control deck here. Loyal Pegasus is fine. Let's run out the Fairy Miscreant. They know we've got it, and then we'll run out the Pegasus as well. We've got a big board staring them down. If we can find that 3rd land, then this Empyrean Eagle is just going to give us so much damage. Okay, looks like we won't be getting any damage in this turn because we'd have to pay extra mana for it. Didn't find the land, but we did find a favorable winds. So that's going to give us a little bit of a buff to our creatures and make it even even more damage on their next turn. Whew. Okay. There's the Bell Haunt. Discard a card. I think for this matchup, we're not too worried about Dovin. We want to keep our Eagle, so I'm going to go ahead and ditch him. And just hope we draw a land here. Even if we don't, we're still looking at a pretty powerful spot. Rally of Wings is going to be great for the backswing here. So we'll just swing in with 3. Get him down to 13. We'll gain 2 life and pass the turn. If he attacks here, we can Rally of Wings on tap all our creatures. Make them 4/4s and a 5/4. That'll give us more than enough power to block if we need to. Or we can just hold it up for next turn. And we'll be swinging in for pretty close to lethal. We will actually be swinging in for, let's see, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. We will be swinging for exactly lethal if he doesn't get anything into block or remove our creatures. So things are... With 2 mana, this deck can do some good stuff. Playing the Field of Ruins, that's not going to hit us. Does give him another land. Looks like he's struggling to find something to deal with these flyers. Flying is just, for a lot of decks, they just don't run enough creatures that fly themselves. And so if they don't have the removal in hand, then they've really got to figure out what they're doing. So he's going to Prison Realm, probably hit our Loyal Pegasus. Nope, going for the Healer's Hawk. Okay, doesn't want us to get the life gain. That's fine. So we'll let that resolve. Again, if we find that land, the Empyrean Eagle is just going to be even more of a problem for him. He's swinging in for 6 here. Do we care about the life? Or do we want to... I think we just want to push the damage in. So we're going to hold on to the Rally of Wings. And pass the turn here. Didn't find a land, but we did find a Winged Word. So let's go ahead and draw 2. Man, still no lands. Okay. Well, we'll swing back in for 5. Puts him down to 8. That gives us lethal next turn with our Rally. Whew, okay. He is still on a clock. He's not going to do enough damage to us to get through, unless he hits a Lyra. Our Lyra is big enough that it's a problem. Okay. Well, things just got a little awkward. So we can swing in. The problem with swinging in now is he'll just block the Loyal Pegasus. And since Lyra has first strike, that's not going to do us any good. Let's run the Spectral Sailor out, pass the turn. And now we've got to start looking at our blocks. Because this Lyra is just going to start gaining him life. We're at 8. We can't afford to take much more damage, if any at all. And we're still not finding that last land. If we just found 1 land in any of those cards, we would have been in a much better position. Maybe I played it a little bit too greedy. It's hard to say for sure. Okay, swinging in with his 2 creatures here. That would put us to 6. He's saving the Lyra for defense, so we could block. We could triple block here, take care of his creatures. That'll kill all but 1 of ours. But if he has a combat trick, then we're just dead on the board. If even, let's see. I don't see any other way to do it. So let's set up blocks like this. We'll trade the Pegasus for the Forbidding Spirit here. He's probably going to kill the Spectral Sailor first. Interesting. Chooses just to kill the Fairy Miscreant. Probably because we're low on lands. Found in a Johnny.
Cannot protect themselves.
Okay, things are starting to really not look good for us. We need that land, and we need it now.
Sense the good in your heart.
And that is not it. Okay, we'll run out Fairy Miscreant, save it as a blocker, no attacks. He's up to 10. Just gonna keep gaining life here. Gonna get slowly just get out of our reach. This is going downhill, and it's going downhill quickly. We are only running 20 lands, which is why we're hitting this stumbling block here. It's kind of frustrating, but there's just not much we can do about it. Let's see. No attacks. That's fine. Choosing to hit himself. Laid the Liliana. And he's creating the zombie. There's another eagle. Okay, well, with that out, next turn he's going to be able to make us sack 2 creatures. That'll get rid of our entire board. He's going to swing in. So I don't think that we can win this. I don't see a way for us to, even with the Rally of Wings. Just missing that 3rd land was just so bad. Okay, well, we'll keep at it. See where we can go. Alright, up against Kainzai? I'm not sure how to say that, but this is not a keepable hand. Well, let's see. Opponent's going first. We're on the draw. We have 3 cards we can play on turn 1. With the Winged Words, if we find any lands, we'll be able to draw some cards. So, first glance, having 1 land is always so risky. But it is both of our colors, and we're on the draw, so I'm going to go ahead and keep it. It's probably not the right play, but if we draw that 1 land, then this hand can really start to pop off. And perfect, there it is. Okay. So let's go ahead and run the Hallowed Fountain out, and we'll drop... Let's drop the Miscreant, because the Miscreant I can start attacking with right away. The Loyal Pegasus, I have to wait. That is one of the bummers with it. Yes, it's a 2-1, but if it's your turn 1 play, then you're just not getting any value out of it, and there's no point in playing it first. Looks like our opponent is playing a mono blue Obsession deck. So that Herald is going to be tough. We're going to need to find a way to start... We don't have any removal actually with no hanged executioners, so we have got to race them, and that race is not looking good at the moment. Down to 14, he's gonna draw another card. There's the Tempest Djinn. Here's our 3rd land, which is good. Let's start with... We'll throw out another Pegasus, and we'll bring out Winged Words. Oh, I'm sorry, that was not the card I meant to play. Crud, I meant to play the Favorable Winds. Oof. Okay, well actually that turned out okay, because we're saying no attacks here. Next turn we can play the Empyrean Eagle, and we can play Sephara. And then we can... Actually, that might turn this game around for us. So a mistake turns into what could be the game changer. We just have to hope that they can't kill us before we get it out, or that they can't bounce it back. Thankfully, they're using their merfolks now. That's fine. I am not interested in blocking at the moment. So we'll say no blocks. We'll go down to 8. He's going to draw another card. If he gets another Merfolk Trickster, that could be dangerous. Because we're going to run out the Glacial Fortress. Okay. That actually works out perfect. So let's run out the Loyal Pegasus. And now we're going to run out Sephara for 1. And we're doing this instead of the Empyrean Eagle because now, even if he does have a way to tap our creatures, we have the Rally of Wings. And that means that we can... untap them and block anything that's coming in. Sephara will gain us some life. The only thing we have to worry about is if he can bounce it. Yep, sleep. He'll tap our creatures. That's fine. Pass into attackers. Everything's coming in, and now we Rally of Wings. Okay, so we'll block here with Sephara Skyblade. We will block with that guy, with the Miscreant. And opponent saying good game. We just gained 9 life. And our creatures are just gonna completely ignore that sleep. Now we can run out both favorable wins. He is gonna spell pierce that. Do I care about it? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, opponent scoops it up. That's fine too. That's excellent. Okay. 1 win down. Almost to 2 wins to go, and then we'll be in Silver Tier 1. Alright. Befoulamew. Ranked 2. Let's see. 2 planes, Glacial Fortress. This looks keepable. We've got the Siren Storm Tamer. We've got 3 1-drop creatures and a Rally of Wings. Again, on the draw. One of these days we will go on the play. One of these days. Not sure when that day is gonna be though. Okay. Red, blue. Lightning Stormkin. That's fine. You can attack me with that. I'm just gonna gain 1 of it back right now anyways. So let's bring out our 2 creatures. Swing in with the Healer's Hawk. Okay. Lightning Stormkin. That leads me to hit some kind of is it aggro deck. He's gonna shock the Storm Tamer. Red Horde Arcanist. Interesting. Okay. We'll take it. But we're gonna bring out the Empyrean Eagle here. And swing in for 5. Gain back the 2 life we just lost from the Healer's Hawk. Opponent's down to 14. What you got? Temple of Epiphany. Here comes the Arcanist. Gonna bring in the Shock. Take out the Hawk or the Pegasus? Taking out the Hawk. Doesn't want us gaining any more life. That's fine. Oh, I guess I could have blocked there. Just a little worried that he had another Shock in hand. Taking 1 damage is fine. That's not too big of a deal. Let's see. Let's go ahead and we're going to play Dovin. And because we got the Sephara, we're going to worry less about getting counters on him and just try to create a couple Thopters here. Looks like he has some kind of response to it. So let's
add this battle to your record of bad decisions.
Let's just go ahead and swing in first. Is he willing to trade the Stormkin for the Pegasus? Looks like he is, and that's fine. We'll trade those off. We'll create a colorless Thopter. Gain a life. And then, since we don't need it right now, we'll just play the Hallowed Fountain now tapped. Okay. There's Adelies, so it is a wizard deck. Okay. And there's the Storm, Lightning Strike. Oh boy, okay. Well, things just got really dangerous really quick.
I don't like it.
Okay, so block the Adelies. Take 3. And now we're in a little bit of trouble. So let's run out the Healer's Hawk, pass the turn. If he continues to be able to get value off of Adelies, then we're going to be in pretty big trouble. If he continues to find creatures, we should be okay. So he's going to swing in. Going to get an Opt. That allows his creatures to get bigger. Nothing I can do about that, but we will try to kill Adeliz right now. So pass the blockers, block with the Hawk. Pass the damage. We're gonna cast the rally. Looks like he does have, yep, there's another opt. Make his creatures even bigger. And this one is out. So I'm gonna go ahead and concede this one. Alright. Well, that's too bad. Don't know that there was anything that we could do about that. That Adeliz was just at the perfect time. The Arcanists are just such a good card when you're playing a spells deck like that. Man, these backgrounds, I love some of the art that they're coming out with for Eldraine. That dragon standing over that spire just looks so cool. Alright, up against Ravzuga. Still in Silver 2, still trying to get our way. We're hoping to get to at least Silver 1 today. We'll see how things go. Opening hand, we got 3 mana. This is actually looking like a pretty good hand. We got the Fairy Miscreant we can bring out quickly. Winged Words to start drawing some cards. Furion Eagle for turn 3. So, we're going to take it. We're going to see where we can go. Still on the draw. So let's start with the Hallowed Fountain. We'll pay the life. Bring out the Miscreant. Pass the turn. Opponent's playing red-blue, so probably some kind of Spellslinger deck. Brought out the Spectral Sailor. Well, let's go ahead and bring out the favorable win since we drew it. Remember, we are an aggro deck, so we want to be attacking as much as possible here. Not gonna trade the Sailor, that's fine. Pass the turn. Okay, opponent's on Jeskai. Interesting. 2 Sailors out now. We'll take the 1. Let's go ahead and bring out the Eagle. Swing in for even more damage here. Just a 3/3/1 mana creature with flying just feels so good. Okay, Phoenix. Oof. Okay. That's gonna be a little tougher. We can still deal with that. Let's play the Winged Words here so we can get some more creatures. We do find an untapped land. I don't have to hit myself for the fountain. Now I have a couple options, but let's see. If I swing in, then his Phoenix, only part of it dies, and it just comes back on his next turn. So we're just going to swing in with the Miscreant and see what he does from there. If he blocks, that's fine. We'll go ahead and... Oh, right. I forgot that Rally untaps my creatures. Okay. If I trade here, I'm just trading the Fairy for nothing. So I need to play it to put some pressure on. It was just such a bad play. So he gets his Phoenix back. It has haste. That was... okay. Looks like it's some kind of Jeskai Flyers deck then. So he's got his 4 creatures out. Is he gonna run out Sephara here? Looks like he is. And I haven't found my own Sephara, so we'll play the Winged Words, see if we can draw one. Did not find it. So we'll just play out our creatures. And no attacks this time. Don't want to run into that Sephara. Here's his own Eagle. Now we're looking at 13 damage, and that is not gonna feel good, but we're gonna take it. Hoping to find... ooh, perfect. There's our own Sephara. So we've got 1, 2... not enough lands to play it out, which is not... but we can... okay, so we're gonna do the same thing we did a couple of games ago. We're gonna tap our creatures. Make it look like we're going down to nothing. And then we'll pass the turn. Got a nice from the opponent. Yeah, that's right, we're on the same game plan here. I like the Jeskai, I like the addition of the red. I'm interested to see, so far the only red card we've seen is the Phoenix. And I don't know that that's enough incentive to bring red in. I'm curious about what else he's doing here. Let's go ahead and rally. We'll untap our creatures. I have the Sepharas block each other. And then we're just gonna bounce here off of all these other creatures. So block like this. Now his Sephara dying is going to mean that all of his creatures lose indestructible, which means that they're all going to die as well. And that should be the game. So let's run out a second Empyrean Eagle here and just head into combat. Down to 3, I'm up to 32. Don't need the land, so we'll play it out tapped. Let's see what you've got. The Phoenix comes back. We've still got our own Eagle up to block it if we need to. There's a second Phoenix. We just have so much pressure on the board that the opponent scoops it up. So got super lucky there. That one attack almost cost us the game. Luckily we were able to find our Sephara in time. That it just worked out perfectly. Then those are, sometimes it just comes down to that luck of the draw. Okay, here we go. Up against Bad Wolf Girl this time. Still in Silver 2, almost to Silver 1. Let's see if we can get a couple more wins in just to push this through. And this hand looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and keep it. And this time we're on the play, which is... I think this is the first game that we've had that we've been on the play. So let's see what we can do with it. Got our Miscreant out turn 1. We're looking like we can head towards a couple of things turn 2. We have the Hallowfountain. Now he played a Conquistador. Looks like we're looking at an aggressive version of the vampires. So let's... I don't think we need a Word of Wings right now, so we're gonna pay 2 life in order to play this Pegasus. And that way it's out there for when I need it later. I could have played the Plains into the Pegasus and been fine, but either way, we've got to get this land out so that we can get our turn 3, either our Eagle, probably our Eagle. Sunwing will come second, but it'll get us a couple of creatures out. So here's a Vampire of the Dire Moon. There's a favorable winds, so let's play the Plains, and we're just gonna curve out here, keep our original game plan, play the Eagle because we can attack with it next turn. And opponent's down to 12. Now the life link on the Vampire does mean that they're gonna start gaining a little bit of life back. They have the cast down for the Eagle. That's a little bit of a bummer. So now we're both at 13. So let's see. Let's go ahead and run out the favorable winds. We'll swing in for 5 now. Get them down to 8, and we'll play the Healer's Hawk. Gives us a chance if we need to, if we can, if he'll let us block, we can... Okay, opponent scoops it up. That'll do it. Flyers are just so hard to deal with for so many decks. Okay, up to 1 win to go, and we'll be at Silver Tier 2. Or excuse me, we're at Silver Tier 2. We'll need to get... We're almost... Alright, if we can win this game, we'll be in Silver Tier 1. So, Glacio, we're gonna do our best to bring you down and bring you down quickly. And it looks like our deck wants to help us with that. So many turn 1 plays. Now this is so weird for me. I'm not used to playing so aggressively. Because if you haven't been able to tell, I'm a control player at heart. I love responding to my opponent, having that back and forth matchup of, okay, is this the right play for this moment? Is this the card that I want to be using? Just those, can I deal with the threats that he's got on the board whilst developing my own? I love all of the back and forth that goes into it. So playing this, it almost feels so mindless. Play the creature, swing at face. Oh, Okay, so Hallowed Fountain here. We're gonna go ahead and pay the life for it so we can play the favorable winds, excuse me. And then next we'll be able to hold up the Spectral Sailor and play that at the end of their turn here. So he's gonna play out his Brineborn Cutthroat, that's fine. Swing in for 4. Pass the turn. Oh. Okay, it looks like we're up against Simic Flash. Swinging in for 2, that's fine. We're not going to block that with the Sailor because the Sailor would trade, and we're just looking to hold up as much damage here as we can. Oh, you gonna let it resolve? Yes, he is. Okay. Passing the turn. Alright, so we've got 6 damage. 12 if we Rally of Wings. Rally of Wings probably isn't going to make it through, though. Let's see what he's got. Let's go ahead and run Dovin out now. See if he's going to spell Pierce it or counter it. Syncopate. That's fine. We get the counter on the Brineborn Cutthroat, and we're still swinging in for 6. Looks like he's got an unsummon there. So he's at 11. We're looking at 8 damage we can deal next turn with the rally. It's not going to be enough to kill him, but he's still a few turns away from actually killing us. So let's see. Let's run out the favorable winds first, just to see what he's got. It's a Simic Flash deck. He's got to be holding up some kind of counter spell, and we know that. So there's the Wizard's Retort. Uses up his mana. That's fine, because now we can run out our Storm Tamer. We'll swing in for 4, put him down to 7, and now we're looking at lethal. If we can get this Rally of Wings in, we're still at 12. I'm okay taking this, because if we can't, there's a land. Okay, excellent. That gets us out of Spell Pierce range and out of Syncopate range, so that is perfect. Now a full counter will still stop us, but he's probably going to try to do something here to prevent himself from going down to 1. Looks like he's going to bring out a Sailor. That's fine. Going down to 6 there, so I'll let him block. In a blink of an eye, our favorable wins. Okay. So that means that instead of dealing 6 or 4 damage, now we're just dealing 3. But because he's still not in blockers, so let's go ahead and pass that. Let him block there. And now we're going to be dealing just 6 damage, but he's going to lose his Storm Tamer, and now we've got blockers. And then we'll run the favorable winds back out there. So if he has a way to make his Cutthroat unblockable this turn, then that's the game and he's earned it. If not, then we're just going to block here with the Miscreant. He doesn't have Trample, so that should do it. We have 2 creatures out. He could have two Spectral Sailors. I don't see that being very likely though. So let's go ahead and swing in and see what he does. Okay, so he's got an Opt. That's fine. Digging for some answers. Can he find anything? Looks like he's going to the bottom. Found a Sailor. Okay. So there's one blocker. Does he have another? It doesn't look like he does. So go to damage, and that's it. Excellent. We got him. Okay, sweet. Up to silver 1. Alright, so that's going to do it for today. Please let me know what you thought of the deck, any suggestions that you have. I wish I had the Hanged Executioners. Those would have done so much better in here. We never got to see the Sunwings in play, see how they did. Dovin only came out once, so didn't get to see too much of the changes there. But overall, it's a very quick deck. It'll get you some wins very quickly, get you moving up that ladder. Again, please like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you're following Jeff and all the crazy content that he does. And I will see you next week.
Thank you.